Hey, career professionals, just want to jump on here really fast to um, talk about how to overcome job search rejections. I know Hermina had talked about it a little bit today in the in her response to my question about how she's doing right now. So give me 1 second. I'm going to invite a few people over to the live session. Okay. Hard work, guys. And so if you are already on the session, if you are watching live, do go ahead and let me know in the comments below by typing live so that I will see that who's here with me. And if you already have a question that you would like to ask about job search rejections or just the job search in general, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments below during this live Q&A, and I will get your question answered for you as well. Hi, Hermina. This one is for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I know we were conversing back and forth already on via email, but let me know if you any more questions came up for you during while you watch this live session, because today I will be talking about some of the mistakes that I did make as a job seeker while I was searching for a job. And so the first one, if you are still on the live, go ahead and type live in the comments below. And if you are watching the replay, make sure that you do type replay. And also, if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, make sure that you do subscribe, because I'm always sharing content there that I don't share anywhere else, just like the content that I share here in this private community. There is also content that I share specifically for the YouTube community as well. And so if you have a question and I can answer it for you with a little bit more detail, I will create a video for you and send it over to you, and it also will be posted on YouTube as well. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you head on over to YouTube and to youtube.com/ABcareerMatch and hit that subscribe button. And when you do that, it does reach the millions of other job seekers who are unemployed right now due to the pandemic and the COVID-19 virus. And so the first mistake that I always made when I in my job search was not updating my resume to each job description. And so you have to make sure that your resume is updated. But what I didn't realize was, when I updated my resume, I was updating it over and over, and then I would end up with like 100 different versions of my resume. And so if this is you, go ahead and listen up. And if you haven't been, hi Sergio, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Go ahead and type live in the comments, or if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. But with my resume, I end up with so many different versions of my resume that I end up getting responses for like dead-end jobs, contractor roles, sales positions, everything but human resources. And when I learned that from my career coach at the time, that I needed to rewrite my resume and also keep a master resume, I started getting more responses. And so what that means is that you should have a resume that's a master resume and includes the past 10 to 15 years of your career history. It's also accomplishment focused, and it also is ATS compliant. One of the mistakes that I was making is that I was getting rejections to my resume, and so I would go back and I would edit it, and adding, removing information from each resume that I had tailored along the way, and it just created more and more rejections for me. And what my career coach at the time, with other mentors taught me that worked in career services and also human resources as well, told me that I need to make sure that I always keep a master resume. And so that's what I always share with my clients as well. Make sure that you keep only a master resume, and that you're only going back to that particular resume and updating that. Don't go and update for example, job description 1 with job description 2, job description 3. You're updating, you're using specifically that master resume, and then you're going to job description 1, but you're also going back to your resume and to your master resume, and then you're tailoring it to job description number 2, and that you're not updating using resume number 1 that you created for job description number 1 to update it for job description number 2, if that makes any sense. If that makes sense, let me know in the comments below, because when you do that, you end up with a bunch of different versions of your resume that doesn't tell a clear story about where you've been and also where you're looking to go. But when you do that, it also doesn't speak directly to that employer. You're talking to job description company number 1 and 2 while writing it for number 3 at the same time, and so it won't come across clear that you want to work specifically for that company. And that's what employers want to know. They want to know that when you do come, that you will stay with that company, because it does cost a lot of money for them to onboard somebody new. And right now, companies are hiring. They're just a different process that they're following in order to bring you on. And so if you're not used to applying for a position online, make sure that you do learn how to apply for a position online, but make sure your resume is ATS compliant. Right now, that's going to be more important than ever. And so that's one of the things that I share in my live and free resume writing workshop, is how you can make a resume that is ATS compliant, where you can apply for a position online and increase your chances of getting a response by 80%. It does not guarantee that you will get a response, and which leads me to my second point. And the second mistake that I used to always make was when I get a rejection, I take it and I run with it, and I used to get really upset, thinking that I did something wrong. If you did everything that you possibly could, you hired a career coach, a professional like myself to help you, or you hired me to help you. You have studied everything that you possibly could, and you followed the steps on everything that you were supposed to do about how to get that new job. I don't want you to take it the wrong way. If you do get a rejection, the average job seeker gets up to 30 rejections before they even sign a new high-paying job offer. And so I do have clients who get positions in as little as 1 week all the way up into 4 months. And so if you're going past a 4-month period and you're still getting rejections, then it's time to change your job search strategy. But you also want to learn as you go along the way as well. Learn from those rejection emails. If you are completing those job search questionnaires and they're asking you some things that you don't know anything about, you want to make sure that you're going over to like a skills place to update your skills, like on LinkedIn Learning, and I just shared another video on YouTube on some free resources that you can use to add certifications to your resume. And so once you complete these courses, you can also add those skills to your resume as well. And so if you are watching live, make sure that you do type live in the comments below. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you always get some help, because this process has already been proven time and time again by my clients. And I'm also sharing it with you in the free and live resume writing workshop. And that's one of the mistakes that I made, was trying to do it by myself and on my own, trying to learn the process that has already been proven. And the second thing was not taking rejections too personally, and not taking them with a grain of salt, and also not learning from them. And when I learned that, I began to update my skills and got the position of my dreams in human resources as well. And so I want you to take that with a grain of salt. Make sure you use a master resume in order to complete your job search, and make sure that you tailor your resume to each job. Once you learn that, everything else is going to come natural. It's going to, you're going to be repeating that process over and over again. Take rejections with a grain of salt. If I didn't say that already, you will receive some rejections. Some of the most successful people are rejected on a consistent basis every single day. And so if you are receiving a rejection, another thing that I want to point out to you as well, some people, they'll send a rejection follow-up email. They'll get a response to come in for an interview, and they end up being their dream job. Other people, they'll try to push the rejection and try to push their way in the door, and they end up wanting a new position in as little as 1 year because they're not happy in that position. So follow your gut when you do receive a rejection email as well. And make sure that you are updating your resume. And so if you haven't, make sure you do have a master resume. And so if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, the next series that I will be doing, I'm finishing up the 14-day series right now, but the next series that I will be doing is on how to complete digital interviews. And one of my clients suggested this as a topic because of the changing job market right now with COVID-19. And so if there's something that you want me to discuss and you want me to create a video on, do let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.